hello and welcome to Dartmoor Stomps, and this time we are at Wistmans Wood doing the Wistmans Wood walk. We start off just opposite the Two Bridges Hotel, which if you go to Tavistock and then head out towards Princetown, you will drop down past the Two Bridges Hotel, and then it's the next left. You'll see a little car park and a bus stop, and I've just managed to get parked in here. It's absolutely rammed and there's lots of tourists, so this is obviously a very popular place to come. So we're going to start up here through this gate by those two people there onto the moor. I've picked a lovely day to do this. We've had quite a few days of rain, so I was very ready for this. Oh, and look at this, gorse flowers. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you would see the gorse flower wine in its demijohns bubbling away. It's going to be ready in about a year, but very much looking forward to that. Anyway, let's do the basics. This walk is 3.5 miles or 4.5 miles. We're going to do the long one, of course. Gradient fairly level, one gentle ascent. Severity moderate. Time 1.5 or 2 hours. There's one style. Parking is right at the beginning there, but there's not a lot of it. Like I say, I've just managed to kind of squeeze my car in with some rather funky parking manoeuvres. But this is a popular place. I don't know where else you can park. Whether you can park at the hotel, don't know if that's allowed. But anyway, that's the only time I've had trouble parking here, so maybe it's just a one-off thing. So I guess public toilets, no, there's no public toilets, but there's plenty of moorland. And the nearest food is, of course, the Two Bridges Hotel, which I have been in before. It was a bit expensive. It's very swanky, but it is there nonetheless. And actually Princetown's only just up the road if you wanted something a bit more reasonable. So yeah, Wistmans Wood is somewhere I've been many times. It is a very popular little place because it's quite mystical and eerie and magical. Looking forward to another visit today. I wonder if there'll be any leaves on the trees. There's leaves on these trees. Spring has sprung, but it's taken a little bit of it. It's had a little pause, I think, because of the bad weather. This is early May. Oh, and there's still quite a chilly wind. So with your back to the road, go through the gate and up the broad track, where this ends at the old farmhouse path. Oh, farmhouse, a path, rocky at first, goes to the right of the enclosing wall. Shortly after, I think this is pretty much just a big long straight path. If I remember rightly, they sell eggs at this farm. Anyway, going to enjoy this little path. Okay, so here's the farmhouse, and we're heading up this track here where it gets a bit rocky. I remember coming up here once and there was a jay sitting in this tree. Right, rocky at first, goes to the right of an enclosing stone wall. There's a stone wall down there. Carries on up here. I assume we're going to the Wistmans Wood first. Cool, look at that. Shortly after a footpath finger post, and where the main track bends to the right, bear left onto a minor track, head for a gap in the wall ahead. This was another day where I've had the jacket debate. 10 degrees, the car was saying. But once we get out on the moor, I thought, oh, if I leave a jacket there, I envisioned me freezing on a desolate moor. Actually, it's rather warm. Oh, this is really boggy. Okay, so over the wall. Oh boy, it's a little on the wet side. Ooh. Okay. Okay, it says the humps on the ground to the left are shown on the maps as pillow mounds. I'm not seeing any humps. Maybe that'll become apparent in a minute. Oh. They are the remains of artificial burrows which were constructed for the rabbits which were farmed here in the 19th century. So this was a rabbit farm. Wow. Oh, I'm wondering if those are mounds I can see way over there in the distance. I've read ahead. I think that's why I can't see them. I think this has got to be one of the most popular places on the moor, you know. Even just like, well, it's about 10:30 in the morning, and like there's loads of people around walking about. Might be because we've had a few days of bad weather and people have been saving up their trips. Okay, there's a wall in the distance there. I happen to know that that's got a stile on it. And then just after that, we will go to Wistmans Wood. Let me just check on the book. That's where we're going. You will now be able to see the wood. After crossing, we'll carry on to reach a stile. The walk goes right at this point, up the slope. It's worth pausing here. There's no information board, but if you wish to take a look, cross the stile and continue on the path to the trees. However, so the walk kind of skirts the trees, but we're definitely going to go and have a look. Alright, so I've just basically walked straight ahead through some quite rocky ground at times, but like if you just carry straight on, you're going to come to the stile, which we're going to go through, and Wistmans Wood. Whew. Alright then, over the stile. Alright, so here we are, Wistmans Wood, beginning of it anyway. Ooh. There's a big slab down there, which looks ideal for stopping on. Whew. So this is Wistmans Wood, and it is quite an eerie place. Lots of old man's beard hanging off the trees. No leaves at the minute, which is quite good actually, because it does get quite dark in here. A lovely place to sit and take 10, why not? Oh, the walk takes us up past Crocken Farm, that's that farm where they do the eggs, onto the open moor towards Wistmans Wood. This is no ordinary wood. Here grow hundreds of stunted oaks, never more than 3 to 5 metres high, in amongst moss-covered boulders. On the opposite bank, over the river, is the line of the Devonport Leat, which begins at the weir a little further upstream. Wistmans Wood is a legendary place. Some say it was a sacred grove of the Druids. I'm not going to read anymore because I think that's bang on. Be warned though, walking around doing it, you've got to be sure on your feet. You could easily snap something if you weren't. Right, gonna try and head on out of here, back up to the path. Which is something I need to focus on. So after the first trees, the path, right, there is also an interesting inscribed stone known as the Buller Stone a bit further on. The inscription, now rather difficult to read, records that with permission of the landowner, the Prince of Wales, a tree was cut down in 1868. Although the trunk was only 9 inches in diameter, it appeared to be 168 years old. That would mean that today some of the trees may be over 300 years old. Ancient. We're not going to go to the stone because I know what it says, and you know me, I'm not that interested in stones. So we're going to head back. It says return to the stile to continue the walk. So I'm going to go up here because the path looks a little bit less boggy. But yeah, I would say if you're going to do this walk, you've got to go into the wood. You just got to do it. That's why you're here, isn't it? It's Wistmans Wood. If you don't do that, I don't think you can say you've been to Wistmans Wood. Right. Okay, so we're back at the stile, which we do need to go back over. It says go up a faint track on the grassy moorland, keeping the stone wall on the left. After about 100 metres, go left through a gate. Okay. I guess we didn't need to go back over the stile, we could have just carried on up. Anyway. So here's the gate, which we're going to go through. It is ridiculously boggy underfoot. Oh, okay, be careful going through there. In fact, don't bother. Don't go over the stile. Just walk up here. Okay. Continue uphill diagonally away from the wall. Up this track, I guess. And almost immediately you will see the rocky outcrop of Litterford Tors ahead. Pass to the right of the lowest pile. Okay, so we'll say that's the big one. That's the little one we're going to pass by the right over there. That is a handsome landscape. So this is the lower outcrop of, or lowest pile of Litterford Tor. And we're heading around the bottom of it. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's a rather lovely view. Pass to the right of the lowest pile, then turn left towards the bigger outcrop. Okay. Okay, so this is the main part of Litterford Tors, the pair. Again, that walk there that I just did was a little bit boggy, so take it steady if it's been raining. Oh, there's a path over here. Let's do that. Now the book says we should be able to see Devonport Leat. Oh, is that it there? I think it must be. That bit that looks like a road. Yeah. It says the Devonport Leat is clear to see and the weir is just a short distance upstream. This leat, 21 miles long, was constructed in the 1790s to provide a water supply to Devonport. Blimey. Devonport, or Plymouth Dock as it was then known, was at the time a major naval dockyard and significantly larger than its neighbour Plymouth. Wow, in the valley on the other side are the ruins of the powder mills. Is that up there or up there? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe if we got up there we'll be able to see. How do you get up there? Well, that's pretty high. Well, I guess if you know what you're looking for, you'd see them. I think we should head back. All right. Oh. Cool, it was a bit blowy up there. Right, retrace your steps to the lower outcrop again and follow the grassy path down towards the stile, over a wall. We can go back over that wall. I see what you're doing here, Mr. Noble. Trying to give us a different route, but yeah. We are heading back yet again to the stile. It's all right, isn't it? I guess that's the thing with this walk, is there are bits to see, but like they're all kind of tricky to do it as a circuit, as it were. There's Princetown Mast up there. Look. I did mention it before in another video, but I don't think it was so far in the distance. I don't think you could see it on the camera. So this is very early May, and I gotta say, this is a lovely time to come. The landscape just looks, wow, beautiful, and very different to like the first series of stomps where it was, you know, green and lush, and then here, this time of year you get this lovely wispy blonde hair almost everywhere. Alright, pay attention, get across this bog. I will see you again at the stile. Okay, I'm a bit confused because we have come down to a stile. I thought it would be the stile we went over before. It's not, it's a different stile. So I don't know how that happened. Bit of magic trickery there. This goes to show, very easy to get lost on Dartmoor. Especially if you're not paying attention. Anyway, right, so we're going over this stile. Now, refer to the tome. Retrace your steps. Right, if you wish, you can shorten the walk and continue on the grassy path downhill to meet the track back. Okay. To visit Crocken Tor, bear left after the stile on a faint track. At first parallel to a stone wall, then veering away to the right. Soon you will see the insignificant outlying rocks of Crocken Tor, with the main rocks on the slope beyond. I'll have a look, we might as well. I'm a bit, in fact, he said insignificant rocks. I'm thinking, is it worth visiting? You're not selling it to me, Mr. Noble. Noble? Noblet? Does anybody know? Leave a comment with a what do you call it? With a phonetic spelling. So now we're walking along the top of the hill, which was to the right of the valley that we walked along. We walked along there up to Wistmans Wood. We're now kind of heading back, but just over a bit and on the top of the hill rather than in the valley. I think I'm going to downgrade this walk. I'm going to downgrade this from a moderate to an easy. This is an easy walk. Pimps. Very enjoyable, but very easy. I would take your grandmother if I were you. She would enjoy it very much. Indeed, I did see elderly people clambering on the wall back there, which is good to see. Gives me some hope for my autumn years, which are obviously a fair way off yet. Oh, are they insignificant rocks or are they sheep? The insignificant rocks are sheep. Darn it. Oh, Muppetry. Okay, now I can see some insignificant rocks guarded by cows. Had to be, didn't it? Anyway, and over there on a little hill, Tor, Princetown up in the distance. Oh, so here we are, Tor. Oh, what makes it a tor, right? I don't know, it's barely a hill. It's very lovely. Very lovely indeed. Right, I'm going to try and get down from here by doing a little bit of the old clitter jumping. Oh. Ooh. Go around to the bottom right, you'll see Parliament Rock, where the Lord Warden of the Stannery Parliament is said to have taken his seat. Be careful, it is rather rocky here. Yeah, it is. Head down towards the boundary wall, keeping the mast of North Hessery Tor straight ahead and the cottage on the left. So, North Hessery Tor, the mast, is the Princetown mast. Oh, can't miss it. It's up there on the horizon, so we're going to head directly towards that, keeping that cottage on the left. And when we get to the wall, we're heading right up there. Seems simple enough. Tor is a place of history rather than legend. It was, unlikely as it may seem today, the site of the Stannery Parliament, which was the government of the Tinners. At one time, the whole of what we now know as Dartmoor was subject to Stannery law. This had its own rules, customs, and a jail at Lidford. I didn't know any of that. So that was the seat of that Parliament there. Lidford keeps cropping up, doesn't it? It was obviously a very, very important place. And I wonder why. Do you remember there was the Lich Way where all the dead had to be taken to Lidford? Ley lines, is it? I don't know, something there. Something to do with Lidford Gorge? Could have been, I suppose. So heading down to the wall, keeping the mast dead ahead. Okay, up the wall, we turn right. It says ignore the first gateway opening and then turn left through the second. Alright, so we're going to ignore that one. Carrying on down. I think we're basically heading our way back down to that Oh, and there's a second gateway, which we do want to take. It says bear right on an obvious path to meet the outward track and back to the car park. I think I can put the book away now. So yeah, that's pretty obvious, that track. This walk has been very, very lovely. It's been a nice, easy walk. And I love Wistmans Wood. It's a place you've got to go, just got to go there, just go there. Any time of year is magical. Do you know what? You could almost just go to Wistmans Wood and then just take the track back, and you kind of do the best of this walk, really. I suppose a little bit of history there about the Parliament seat and all of that. Intriguing. And the tours there, I've forgotten the name of them. It's quite nice, quite nice. See the leak and all that, but didn't see the gunpowder works. I just couldn't see them. Or maybe I was looking straight at them and didn't know what they were. But never mind. Regardless, this has been a lovely walk. It's been a nice length. Yeah, very nice indeed, and I do recommend it for all people. As always, if you have enjoyed this or any of the walks, please do subscribe or give it a thumbs up and comment, get involved. It all really does help and is very much appreciated. Oh, do you remember where we are? We're right back at the beginning. That's where that gap through the wall is. So now we are heading back past the farmhouse to the car park. Two birds having a chat. You all right, mate? What a lovely way to finish the walk. Serenaded by little birds. So yeah, now we're just heading down this track back to the car. Straightforward now. Like I said before, do subscribe, do like, do comment, and get involved. But right now I think it's time for me to say I will see you next time, and cheers.